Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another feature race slash live stream at Apex Point Racing League, the greatest sim racing league in the entire world, as verified by myself, Razmaz, and Diabolus. We hope you're all doing well tonight and enjoying your evening and have enjoyed your weekend as well. We're very excited to bring you this latest round of our feature race tonight, looking at the development series drivers, specifically the AM division category, as they tackle high speed ring. And it looks like it's going to be a fairly interesting one. The conditions seem to be a little bit damp, a little bit dark as well, as you can see from the shots over here as we are looking at High Speed Ring and that iconic bridge that's been in most of the games ever since Gran Turismo's inception. And yeah, it should be a good one. Quite a big field tonight. 14 drivers in the Group 3 or GT3 category, depending on how you like to spin your flavour. And yeah, it's been a while since our last feature race, but as always, joining me in the comms box this Sunday evening, we have Diabolus here as well. How are you going?
Good evening, happy to be here as always. Hello, chat. Make sure you guys leave a comment and a like, and
Yes, thank
I'll
you.
be engaging with you guys as we go along, and hope you have a good race.
Yes, that's exactly right. Should be a good one. It's been a pretty competitive season in the development series as a whole. In the AM division, there's been a wide array of drivers. Some of them are cut above the rest in terms of their pace and their speed, things like that. But some areas as well in the middle of the pack, it's looking quite tight, and that all sort of adds up when it comes to not just the final standings and the results, but like the ELO points and how people gain experience from these races. Obviously, racing faster drivers or drivers that have more success with points and point scoring rounds. If you beat them in a future round, that means you get more ELO points as well. But that being aside, we'll go through the grid and everything in a couple of minutes while we wait for everyone to trickle in. Thanks for joining if you haven't done so already. Nathan, I did see your comment, and I put the espace or e-space, depending on how you call it, up there specifically. I never thought I would see the day where I would have that car in high definition Gran Turismo. So I'm a very, very happy camper. Back in Gran Turismo 2, that was the GOAT car for me. You could pick it up, I think it was for like 2 million credits in the Renault dealer, and it was just the funniest thing. It was just an absolute blob on the PS1. But now it's here in high definition, and I haven't actually driven it yet, but I'm very much looking forward to jumping in and being thoroughly disappointed by actually having realistic physics of a minivan with a Formula One engine, which won't be very good, I imagine. But we just to do a bit of a recap. We've it's been a couple of weeks, Anthony, since our last feature race. I think it was round 3. We tapped into the Sprint Series Lobby B at Interlagos, which was a fairly
Yeah, that's
chaotic
right.
race. Yeah, that was 4 weeks ago. A lot has been happening since then, and in particular, without a surprise to anyone really on the live streaming, we've had the Spec 3 update for Gran Turismo come through, which has brought 2 new tracks to Yas Marina, which is very timely considering the Formula One finale tonight at the Abu Dhabi circuit there. And also Circuit Jules Villeneuve, I think if I said that correctly, and a couple of new cars and things like that. And the immediate question that comes to my mind is how quickly did you jump from level 50 to level 70, Anthony?
Immediately.
I think a few of us did. I wasn't expecting it, but you can see at the top of my screen there as well. It seems like I've jumped to it as well. But have you picked up all the new cars, and is your
Yeah.
collection still at 100%?
Yep, I make sure it's at 100%. So I've got all the cars, picked them up as last night I think I was doing it as I was building the little go-kart rig for the kids.
Oh, nice.
Just jumped on there, updated that, bought those cars. I haven't driven any of them
Hmm.
at this stage, but yeah, on the Espas, yep, I do have memories of that car in the initial Gran Turismo. I spent a lot of time on the big circle track. Can't remember what you called it, but just trying to get
I
the
think it was
maximum amount of
Super
speed out of it.
Speedway or something like that from
Yeah,
memory.
something along
Yeah.
those lines.
Hmm.
And also it
Oh,
reminds
test
me,
course. Sorry, my bad.
test course,
That's
yeah.
it. Yeah.
And it reminds me, I still have a little Matchbox version of it for you in the
Oh
car.
yes, I got to get it. That'll be my Christmas present. For those that don't know, he found the Espace Hot Wheel at a gas station, and didn't think of me. Selfishly thought of his kids instead, so bought them an Espace, and I made him go back to buy another one. So I'm very much looking forward to picking that up at some point. And speaking of cars and things like that, we've had a new Group 3 car added for the first time in a while. So the Ferrari 296 GT3, the 2023 model, which is it seems really silly to be saying something new that's still 2 years old, but it's still good to see it. We haven't had the flurry of car changes as we expected. We
Yeah,
thought,
surprisingly,
yeah,
actually.
one person in particular jumped on it straight away, and we gave them the seal of approval. But I think the question that's burning on everyone's mind is we've got new cars, new tracks, a new spec in a way. And I think
Hmm.
that's just Gran Turismo's way of making it sound better than what it actually is. However, is this going to be enough to bring you back to Gran Turismo and race in the Pro Series? That's the question on everyone's mind.
Me back to the Pro
Yeah,
Series.
yeah, yeah.
Based on the pace of everybody, I think I'd be more likely a Pro Am driver, to be fair. I
Did I
might
just
have a
hear a
bit of a
sandbag
double.
hit the floor in the background? I think I heard.
No, I wouldn't. It would be. It's going to take me a long time to pick it back up. I
Yeah, yeah, I
think,
hear you.
considering like as well as like racing ACC, I've been
Mm,
lacking on that as well, and falling off the pace just due to low practice.
yep.
So just a bit of life getting in the way, and
Yeah, 100%.
as you can sympathise with,
Mm,
a bit of background admin for the league
yeah, for
has
sure.
taken precedence over all of that jazz. But hopefully, getting the kids on the rigs, I can start getting
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah.
some time in with them and get back onto Gran Turismo because
Mm.
yeah, he's good fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's always nice, like coming back to something you haven't been there for a little while. And speaking of all the things to run the league and background admin and things like that, just wanted to do a quick shout out to our league partner, which is Image Digital, as everyone knows. They're our fantastic partner that deal with all things apparel and even create the t-shirts and the winners shirts that get distributed to each of the winners for every series that we run every season. So that's all off their back and off their shoulders. So we thank Pete and the team at Image Digital for that. Saw a couple of them at the go-kart adventure in Sydney and Queensland last weekend, so that was really, really good to see some of that real merchandise coming to life. But for those that don't know, Image Digital, they're honestly just legends that specialize in top tier full coverage prints, and they do everything from team uniforms to business and club kits. So whatever you need, their gear is built to last. They have vibrant colors available, breathable materials, and options ranging from single custom orders to large scale production. They can really do anything from a design point of view, which is quite rare from a I guess, t-shirt and a design and branding perspective. So if you've seen us looking fresh on race days, they're usually the reason. But not only do we want to say thanks to them, we also want to say thanks to the incredible people who back us week after week, season after season. Every supporter, every benefactor, every donor. You guys are really the fuel that keep Apex Point Racing League moving forward and evolving into the vibrant community that it's become. We've got over 600 members in the Discord server, and most, as anyone would know, with most Discord servers, you have a good mix of like active participants and lurkers, as you would call them. But in terms of active participants, we're looking really strong. This has been the strongest season that we've had so far. We keep going strength to strength, which has been, really, really good to see and getting more people involved, which is nice. And, it really is thanks to the community, the people that race with us, especially the volunteers as well. You really are the core of the community and the whole operation here. That just keeps things running. So as always, we try and do our best to make sure everyone has a good time. We don't get it perfect 100% of the time, but we hope that you've been enjoying season 8. And yeah, as we sort of round out the year and round out this season, we look forward to the future, 2026, with season 9 starting in January. So that'll be very, very exciting for those that want to participate. But regardless of that, putting the future to one side and focusing on the immediate present at the moment, we have the grid for tonight. So, as mentioned, the development series AM division drivers. So, we've got the qualifying session all done and dusted. It was a slightly damp track, but I think everyone was still able to run slick compound tyres, so working at their best speeds to and their best grip levels to deliver a good result. So the grid order for tonight. So starting in P1 we have Nathan or N Thorson 87 from Black Smoke Racing. In second place, we have Simo or Simmit 80 from PSU Legacy Racing. In third, we have Morgs from Black Sheep Racing. In fourth, we have Full Grumpy in Black Sheep Racing as well, so two teammates side by side there. In fifth, we actually have the current AM division leader, so Kiwi Breto or Bretu, as he's known as for. He's just a privateer driver there. In 6th, we have the Clubman winner from last season, Porky Grunter. In 7th, we have Daywalker from NRG Spark Racing. In 8th, we have Loco RX2 of Loco Motorsport. In 9th, we have Wallfinder from Breakthrough Racing. In 10th, we have Ting, or P underscore 944S2, who's a privateer. In 11, we have Asan Mate from Breakthrough Racing. In 12th, we have Equal from, or Kabuma, as it will show up as part of the nicknames in games, and he drives for NRG Spark Racing. In 13th, we have TCR Camcorp, who's a privateer, and in 14th, we have Rusty Gate 666 Breakthrough Racing. So a few Breakthrough Racing drivers there, but I just wanted to call out in particular. So we have Kiwi Bredu on 176 points in first, and he seems to be a cut above the rest this season so far. But I'm particularly interested in the group between second, third, and fourth. So in second, in the current championship standings, is Asan Mate. As a reminder, he's starting 11th. He's on 147 points. But then in third, only 2 points behind him is Loco RX2, and Loco is actually starting ahead of him. So if they finish based on the positions where they are now, Loco will jump him in the standings, but still a long race to go. We'll see what happens. And then actually 1 point behind Loco in fourth is Equal, or Kabuma. He's on 144 points. So it's really tight in the mid-pack there. So I'd be very interested to see the battle between Loco, a Sandmate, Equal / Kabuma. Should be a good one. And I think, Anthony, we've got a number of legacy drivers that have been here for a few rounds and a couple of newbies as well. So it should be for an interesting mix. But on a track like this, do you feel like the weather is going to cause a lot of havoc? Like, what are some of the environmental elements of this track that we need to watch out for tonight?
Yeah, I think with the variable weather, it does throw a bit of a spanner and it might spook a few drivers. I know for personal experience, when the rain comes out, I kind of, even though I actually don't mind driving in the rain, actually, I do pretty well in the rain.
Yeah, you're
It
good in the rain.
does, yeah, just but when it gets on the slick tyres and the rain coming, you have this thought in your back of your mind: should I pitch? Should I change? What's going on? And it leads you to start thinking about things other than hitting your apexes. So we might see some panic moves or
Mm.
some mistakes happening due to weather if it comes on. But yeah, from for this track specifically, being it's most of the corners are high speed, it could add a bit of exciting moments.
Yeah, definitely. And I think you made an interesting point earlier before we jumped on into the live stream about this is, from my memory in particular, high speed ring in the older games used to be a very traditional circuit, traditional racing line, outside entry, inside at the apex, outside on the exit, right? But it seems like in GT Sport and GT7, the way that especially those higher speed corners work, the best way to actually tackle them is to take the high line almost every single time. But I think you were mentioning that uh, in some of the multiplayer races and stuff like that, because of latency and things like that, it may look like some drivers are wall riding when they're actually not.
Yeah, because everyone's getting real close to that wall, being that these cars are high downforce, having that high line is the fastest line on, was it turn two?
Mm.
It is, yeah, the high line
And
is the
the last
fastest
turn as
line.
well, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It is, and they're the fastest lines. And when you're following somebody, it might look like you sparks coming off the wall, but it's like a net code. So, like if you watch that person's replay, they're not touching the wall. There's no
Mm.
issues there at all. But so, for example, we're going to be watching a replay version of this race on somebody's account. It's going to look like they're not touching the wall, but everyone else is. So we just got to keep that in mind, that it might look like people are touching the wall, but they're in fact clear.
Yep, and yeah, exactly right. And I think as well because low downforce, the base of the cars also tend to kick up a bit of sparks as well because you get sparks from the wall, sparks from the ground. It just looks like really chaotic when you're looking at it for the first time. But rest assured, we've run these races before at High Speed Ring. We always tell the host to keep an eye out for wall riding. I don't think there were any cries of foul play in this round in particular.
No.
In the sprint series a little bit, but we determined that was latency as a result of that. So
Oh
everything
yeah,
should be all
that's right.
Yes,
We did
exactly.
have an issue this week with a bit of a retaliation bump from somebody. Just
Mm,
you guys who are tuning in probably aren't the guys that are doing these kind of silly things, but you will have a warning and then you will be removed.
yep,
Uh,
exactly
we, we
right.
don't we don't want to put up with any of that kind of shenanigans, guys.
Yep.
If someone runs into you, it's not on purpose. If you retaliate in a disgusting way, it's gonna be consequences for you, not the other person.
You've heard it here first, guys. Warning from the big boss from upstairs. So play nice, and if you want to race like that, go back to the daily races. But
Exactly
well,
right.
that's why we're here. So quick recap. Development series. AM division drivers. We had high speed ring. Variable weather. 39 laps. The forecast is cloudy followed by rain, and then should clear by the end of the race. But looking at the track right now, it does look a little bit sketchy, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And when the rain does hit, we'll be keeping an eye out on those windscreen wipers. And as always, there's no mandatory tyre for a variable weather race that is, just because you can't control when the rain will hit, and having mandatory tyres is kind of redundant in that sense. But I think that's enough of a preamble. We may kick into gear and get this one on the road. So I will get mine up and go. Ready when you are.
I'm ready.
Cool. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, quickly fix this up. We're going to ride on board with Porky Grunter in 6th position. So we'll see how this goes. So they're off and underway. They immediately look like they're forming into a single line here. Yep, very nicely done from everyone, just to get that slipstream and that toe. It's moving up to the front. I think Nathan here, or Crawl Walker, is going to be the one that's disadvantaged the most, because he's the one punching the massive hole through the air. He's got a GTR behind him and 2 loud AMGs behind him as well. Actually kind of going side by side, but yeah, they've formed back into line as Morg sort of slots him behind Simo here in the GTR. So they approach turn 2. This is the one that we said taking the high line. And you can see the sparks flying off there. Looks a bit chaotic, but they've all gotten through there nice and easily as they head over the bridge into turn 3. Making their way around here. Everyone seems to be keeping their noses clean. Full Grumpy there. Another AMG as well. Looks like Porky Grunter's getting a move done on Kiwi Bretto. Reminder, Kiwi Bretto is our current leader, who actually gets a bit argy-bargy there and shows Porky the door and pushes on through. So looks like we've got quite a number of drivers here in a little bit of
Look as well to avoid all that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I think there's going to be a lot happening here as we ride on board with Porky Grunter moving back to Sandmate. Got Porky up on the inside. They all get through there. I'm very surprised that they were all able to get through that pretty easily without too much carnage.
Yeah. Drivers have done very well.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think Camcorp was just caught out of the slipstream there, so I had to tuck back in. But and they're all back in line there as we jump back to the front of the grid. And Nathan looks like he has Simo right on the back of him here. I wonder if Simo will fashion a move up here. It's very dangerous to be following that close. But no, they all stay in line. Thinking of the bigger picture here, I imagine.
Oh, I said, mate, has touched the wall and copped the penalty to boot. Oh, unfortunate.
That's going to be dropping him right to the back there. Yellow flag out. And it looks like Tingy was caught up in a result of that as well. We may have missed something there with Tingy, but it looks like he's dropped a bit off the pack there, down the back. So looks like Tingy and a Sandmate have some work to do, unfortunately. Yeah. But it's still a long race, lap 2, long way to go.
Tingy might have caught him as he was in a spin there. He's got some damage.
I think something happened with Kiwi Bretto as well. He may have been serving a penalty because he's dropped right down the back into 12th as Bob Nads makes a nice move up the inside there on, I believe that's Camcorp. Yeah, taking the low line there. Made a nice move, but now is the one that's going to be disadvantaged here as he will be punching the air through for Camcorp, but may just jump back to the front here. Well, actually, we've got a couple of people making moves here. Kabuma and Loco RX2 side by side. Loco RX2 had the low line / the inside, so he was able to get through. And looks like he's held onto that position as they head to turn 2. Very fast race laps are absolutely flying down at the moment. Might check him in the front. Nathan's still hanging on here, Crawl Walker, but Simo hasn't let him go yet. I can see I can see some rain falling actually. So looks like it's actually quite heavy rain, judging from that, as we can hear it as they come out of the tunnel here. Nathan
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
believe in
almost a
windscreen
full
wipers.
bar. It's almost a full bar of on the water saturation indicator.
Morgs is
Notice
in. Morgs is
Morgs
in.
is in.
Yep, he's the first to blink.
So he's running the medium tyre. So we'll see him if he comes out with a soft tyre. Hopefully,
We'll see. We'll find out. And Kiwi
Kiwi
Bretto's in as
Bretto,
well.
yep.
Maybe taking a bit of a gamble down the back of the pack there to get himself ahead. Morgs looks like he's picking up some fuel as well. Not much fuel.
Yeah.
Puts the intermediates on to carry us on his way. And Kiwi Bretto. Oh, Kiwi's got a 3-second penalty for crossing the pit line.
Oh no.
So we may jump back to the front of the grid here, but looks like the rain has stopped, kinda.
So that was 2 of the 3 drivers on the medium tyre that have pitted. There is another mediums out there, so it'll be interesting to see if they make the same move and what the soft tyre drivers are going to do.
Maybe it was just a little pocket of rain and Nathan and Simo thought bigger picture. Although Simo's windscreen wiper is still going and just stopped just then. But yeah, as they're carrying on, it looks like it's okay for slick tyres at the moment. So I'd be worried if I was Morgs or Kiwi Bretto, like they would be absolutely burning up those intermediates. But oh my goodness, look how close Simo is on Nathan here, right on board. Just, I think that AMG is just too good in a straight line sometimes.
Yeah.
You can just hear it from the onboard of Simo here, just the V8 engine. Oh, he's actually bumping him along, Anthony. He's
Bumping him out a bit?
Yeah, making a bit of a teammate out of him.
Big pitch up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Smart moves.
Yeah, trying to get, and look, they've got a huge break on Grumpy. He's kind of in no man's land, so Grumpy having to do all the hard work himself.
Yes. He's hanging out there by himself a fair bit actually. He's out there by himself.
And then a big mid-pack forming from 5th back with Daywalker, Porky Grunty, following behind. Loco RX2 is still ahead of Camcorp, Kabuma in 9th. Rusty Gate, I believe that is, Bob Nads in 10th. And Tingy in 11th. Tingy has already gained a number of positions just by staying out and not going into the pits.
Yeah.
Might get a weather/tyre check from you, Anthony, on the likes of Morgs and Kiwi Bretto, because I imagine those intermediates are burning hot right now.
Yeah. So we've got both Mazdas in the rear. I don't know if that's to do with the track or just some unfortunate coincidence. They're not doing too bad. They're only a lap in. It looks like Morgs has already changed his mind on the intermediate tyre.
Kiwi Bretto's doing the same thing as well. I think they blinked too early, unfortunately.
Yeah, the bar indicator hasn't moved for the tyre for the saturation, so it's pretty stable. So those guys are smart to come in and get them off, I'd say.
Back on the medium for Morgs, he will slot out just behind a Sandmate. Just alongside him actually, but Morgs won't have to fight that too hard because a Sandmate will be on intermediate tyres, which are
yes,
for a BN.
He's on the intermediate tyres.
I mean, look at our development AEM division leader at the moment, plumb last, with the field actually closing in behind him. So he's got a lot of work to do to salvage some points here.
Yeah. He's got some clear track ahead of him, so if he just keeps his head down and keeps on going, he's got the medium tyre, so he should last a fair while on those, considering that the soft tyres don't seem to be wearing too badly at the moment for the front runners. The right-hand side of the cars seem to be getting punished a fair bit.
Yeah, as always on this track, hey. Full credit to Nathan here in P1, started in pole position and, you know, has been getting a bit of a push, it seems, from Simo down the straights and stuff like that, but to be able to still hold the position and also deal with someone like right on your bumper the whole time as well is a very challenging feat, so hopefully he's able to keep that up all the way through. Grumpy looks like he's pulling a bit more ground towards him to catch up to the front. Then you got Warfinder. It looks like he's actually getting caught up by Daywalker a little bit, and Porky Grunt is in his slipstream as well, so it could be a nice little 3-pack forming there. And Camcorn looks like he's got on a jump on Loco RX2, so they seem to be battling for positions at the moment. And Kabuma in the Lexus with Rusty Gate a little bit behind, so he'll be able to get that slipstream, but yeah, a little bit behind there.
So what's going to be interesting here is that it really seems like the GTRs are suffering on their tyres in comparison to the other cars on the track. So the GTRs might naturally just drop off a bit to the AMG here, as Paul Walker is making a bit of a gap on Sim 80. Sim 80's tyres are relatively the same to the other GTRs on the track as well.
So the gap there.
Yeah, even the BMWs are doing it much better on the tyres.
Morgs is already on the back of a sandmate here who's still on the intermediates, mind you, so should be able to get that done. Kiwi Bretto is going back into the pits again. That's 3 pit stops for Kiwi Bretto, and I can't see any indication of heavy rain. I mean, I don't have the radar or the bomb in front of me, you know, but I wonder what Kiwi Bretto's doing here. This is all news to me. I mean, you can't tell what tyres they're putting on because Gran Turismo shows the tyres that you're currently wearing in terms of what you're putting on. Mediums?
Bob Nads.
Bob Nads, yep.
Bob Nads, yeah.
Oh, it's raining.
Yeah, he's just served the penalty and had damage, so he must have had a bit of an incident.
Camcorp is in the pits onto intermediates. I'm actually going to get you to check Kiwi Bretto. I assume he'd be on intermediates.
Yes, Kiwi Bretto is on intermediates.
That'd be devastating. So he's been lapped as a result of that, and he's been shown blue flags.
I thought he went to the minutes. He went to pits again. And
yeah, he did just then. Yeah.
Is that a mistake?
I think they were maybe hoping that it was going to stay dry for longer, but yeah, it's probably a bit of a foreign position for Kiwi Bretto here at the moment, being shown blue flags. Nathan, as he comes across the line to start lap 10, you can see the rain coming down now. Not enough to get him into the pits, same with Simo. Grumpy's actually pulled down that gap between himself and Simo, so seems to be doing well there.
So are we expecting rain at all? Like proper rain? Like we're going to get to the need for intermediate tyres?
I don't know, we'll have to see.
Bob Nads in the pits, he's destroyed his tyres. Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can see the rain, just as you said that as well, yep. 3 cars in a row just then had their windscreen wipers turn on, so...
Yeah.
Simo's really struggling. I imagine with no grip or low grip and these conditions, these wet conditions, he would be struggling a little bit because Grumpy just keeps pulling him in here. They don't seem to be slowing down though, they seem to be going at a good pace. They go through the tunnel, which will be a nice dry spot for everyone.
Yeah, I think the guys on the soft tyres have made a good choice on, or a good call on that if this is going to have wet weather now.
Although Nathan's still pressing on, so it must be only raining in certain parts of the track here.
Yeah, weather indicator, or sorry, the saturation indicator is still under the first bar, so still good for the slick tyre.
Yep, and Grumpy's right on the back of Simo here. Yeah, the section, I guess you could call this turn 1, the big banky boy at the start of the lap. Oh, nice move from Grumpy there, very aggressive. Goes for the switchback, gets himself up on the inside, heading into turn 2. Takes the middle line here. And actually Simo gets the switchback as well. They're going side by side over the bridge here. Should give Grumpy the inside line into turn 3, but it looks like Simo was able to get ahead, so very good racing between the two of them.
Yeah, I know that Grumpy wouldn't know the tyre situation of that GTR, but just has to stay calm and he'll get his moment shortly. Should drop off here.
Yep. Someone's in the pits at the moment, I can't see who it is. Kiwi Bretto, I think.
Kiwi Bretto again, yep.
Looks like he's not listening to his race engineers and making a call on tyres or fuel. It looks like that may be a throwing in the towel there for Kiwi Bretto. So unfortunate, but we'll still carry on with the race here. Nathan in P1.
That is not good for the championship leader, isn't it?
No, not at all. Yep.
Still a few races to go, so...
Simo and Grumpy at it again. except Grumpy's trying it on the other side of the track at the moment. They're going door banging. It's turn 2. I think Grumpy just with more grip on the outside line there, just gets the job done.
Yeah.
And actually, I think Wallfinder has dropped back behind Daywalker because they're pretty close together as well.
Daywalker's...
Yeah. It's been really dark out there at the moment. And Daywalker's actually not too far off Simo, so they're battling between Grumpy and Simo, or Daywalker right into the mix, but I think you were saying, Anthony, that the tyres for Simo weren't looking too great.
Yeah, they are, the front right tyre is more than 50% worn at this stage, whereas the AMG's, a touch over 50%, so like, I think there's like a couple more laps in the tyres on the AMG in comparison to the Nissan.
Oh, what's going on here between Tingy and Kabuma? A bit strange. It's almost like Kabuma completely lifted off and Tingy just gave him a big bump up the main straight. I don't think that was intentional, but sure, carry on. Cam Corp in no man's land, just trying to make up for lost time. Same with Dead Bones here, who's trying to catch up, maybe a pit too early. And Morgs too.
Yeah, not sure what's going on there with Kabuma and Tingy. Just having a watch now, looks like Tingy's putting the pressure on.
Yep, we can see them going through turns 3, 4, I think. I don't know, there might be something wrong with Kabuma's car here, but they're still carrying on. Nathan's well ahead there, Grumpy in second. Simo still in third. Daywalker in fourth. Wallfinder in fifth. It looks like it's got a bit far away from Porky Grunty here.
Asen, mate, is still on the intermediate tyres and they are really burning up.
Yeah, but you can see him on the right hand side there, moving out of the way very nicely for Nathan, but slotting in just in front. Actually, sorry, Grumpy, I would say. But slotting in, he's got a big gaggle of cars coming behind him and he does the right thing. Peels off the racing line.
What a perfect example of how to do a blue flag.
Yep, very calm and composed. Excellent work there, Sandmate. Very, very well done. Excellent work there. Very little disruption to the leader's race there, so... Well, it looks like Wallfinder's shaping up a move here on Daywalker.
Tingy's putting his move on Kabuma.
Oh, yep.
9th place. Looking for 8th place.
Jumping there. Trying around the outside line there, which actually gives him the inside on this high speed part.
Just not enough.
Yeah, I don't think so. That Porsche, I think, struggles in a straight line. So we see someone going into the pits. I'm not sure who that is at the moment, but Porky Grunts is in. Very interesting. We've got a couple of drivers in, actually. Who's the other one? Sandmate, I think, he's given up on those intermediate tyres.
Yeah.
Been lapped a few times, but still carrying on. Good effort. There we go, comes out of the pits.
Racing softs.
Ooh, it's a bold choice there. So that pays off for him. Nathan is seemingly unfazed by what's happening around him with all the cars scattered throughout the track.
He's on board with the leaders going through these left-hand turns, and you can just hear the tyres screaming for help.
Yeah, I can imagine. Simo's tyres are probably screaming as well. It's actually Daywalker's taking the middle line on Simo.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because now he's actually put himself compromised for Wallfinder. He's able to slot just in there as we ride on board with Wallfinder here. All you can just see is the big butt of the BMW. You can't see around it. Its width, hips
I'm
are so
going
wide.
to predict that the GTR's going to lose positions here.
Yeah, and there's a lapped car right in the middle here. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? There's a lapped car. Oh, calm, compose. Oh my goodness. Oh, and they hit the lapped car for good measure. Oh, I don't think there was anything anything more that could have been done there. I think that's, is that Sandman? No, Camcorp just caught in the right place at the wrong time, unfortunately. But luckily they were still able to get away with that relatively straightforward. But Simo's dropped from P2 a few laps ago down to P5.
Yeah, it's going to be his tyres. It's nothing to do with the skill here. He's going to have to work out what he's going to do about this very soon.
I think he's waiting for rain. If I had to hazard a guess, you only want to do very few stops on a track like this where it's so fast-paced.
Yeah, that's right. He stays out. I'm surprised.
I know.
But you're probably right. He's probably hanging up for that rain.
Probably going to get a little bit of a bump here from Loco RX2 until they get to the turns. Yep, right on cue.
No, that's from Camcorp.
Oh, Camcorp. Camcorp's.
Yep. That's,
Unlapping himself, sorry.
Unlapping himself, yep.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I was like, oh, Loco's not driving a AMG, he's driving a BMW.
And you can just see that AMG just around that corner. Gone.
Just steaming past, yeah.
Yep.
Tingy's up to P7. So despite that earlier incident that we missed, has brought himself back up into the top 10, which is good to see. Porky Grunter, who's
looking up for
pit.
his tyres as well.
Yep, that's good. I think Porky Grunter was first of the people to pit, so he's currently running P8, but I imagine when the dust settles after everyone does the pit stops, he'll be right back in that mid-pack.
Has he pitted again? Because he's got like fresh mediums on.
No, I think that was his first stop.
Oh, that was his first stop?
Yeah,
okay,
first stop,
yep.
yep.
Well, he's looking comfortable then in that case.
See someone else going for the pits. Simo finally gives up. 17 laps on soft tyres. Wow.
Yeah.
That is a mammoth effort. But I think he may have pushed them a little bit too far and lost a bit of extra time than he needed to. But we'll see how he goes here with the pit stop.
Yeah. I believe the AMG is going to have another couple of laps on the soft. Grumpy's still on his first set of soft tyres.
Takes it.
So is Squirrel Walker.
On the fuels a bit. Still comes out ahead of Porky Grunter, but yeah, Porky Grunter will close down on him quite quickly, but I think they are teammates, so they should be able to work together here to get the job done.
So is that Walker's reined in Grumpy by the looks of it, in that sensational looking BMW?
Yep, very nicely looking car as well. Just showing V-Power livery there for Dave Walker. Right in the slipstream of full Grumpy, you're exactly right. Let's keep him nice and fresh and still carrying on. How are the medium tyre runners looking, Anthony? Because we've been going for quite some time.
Yep, well, Loco RX2's on the medium tyre, and his tyres are actually worse than Wolfwinder's soft tyre.
Oh wow. Wolfwinder's still on the softs, wow, jeez.
Yeah, Wolfwinder's still on the soft tyre, and he's in a car that I thought would be burning up those tyres, but it's looking pretty good. The rear right tyre is actually wearing more than the front right tyre, so
that's very interesting.
Maybe it's due to how he's got his brake balance set up to save those front tyres.
I wonder if there's any more rain to come.
You know, I'm not sure. There's no saturation there at all on the racing line at the moment, so I don't think anyone else is running the intermediates anymore, apart from Kiwi Breno in the pits.
That's hitting that interesting point of the race. So we look at Nathan, who starts lap 20. Still on the same set of medium tyres that he had at the start of the race. And it's now getting to that interesting point from a strategy perspective as to whether, you know, the optimal time would be to pit now. That way you get
He's on soft tyres, by the way.
Oh, wow. I thought he was on mediums. Good job.
Nope. All the front runners are on the soft tyre, and they haven't pitted. These guys are just doing a great job. Yep.
Daywalker's looking really feisty behind full Grumpy here.
Yeah, he's got a better tyre situation than Grumpy.
Yeah, gotcha, okay. So you really want to get
Wolfwinder surprisingly even has better tyres than the guys ahead, so
must be just
tyre management this race.
Yeah,
isn't
it?
It
Seems like it. Everyone's worried about the rain, but they all seem to be fine. carrying on through. And do any of them make a move into his? No, they're carrying on. They could easily pick up soft tyres again. Go for another lap, yeah.
It's surprising everyone's so spread out. I wonder if the pro racers were bunched up more than these ones.
Good evening, Mr. B, Mr. Bardo. Hey guys, hope you're all well. Hope you're enjoying the race so far. Loco RX2 is changing his tyres. Getting some fuel as well, so fuel will be an issue now because they can't just keep carrying on forever. Loco comes out on the medium tyres, it looks like. And it'll be interesting to see if Simo gets a jump on him here. He should be able to.
So they have to use the medium tyre, is that the...
No, it should be no mandatory tyre, just for the conditions, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think he... What's it? Yeah, he could have went the softs again. If he ran the softs up until this point...
No, Loco RX2 was actually on the mediums when he pit.
Oh, well, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So back on the mediums again, sort of doing a 50-50 split. Loco RX2 is in the middle there, hanging out between Simo and Porky Grunter, who have actually stopped as well. So these are battling for position at the moment. Grumpy is in the pit, and Warfinder behind him as well. So Grumpy...
They should go softs again.
Yeah, I reckon so, unless they can see something on the radar that we can't.
Yeah.
So Grumpy was in, I think it was P2, battling with Daywalker. So it'll be interesting now to see what Daywalker does. And actually Grumpy is caught behind Warfinder. It looks like Warfinder's underfueled and taken less fuel. And got the jump on Grumpy. So now Grumpy's got to fight him for position. And in front of them is Tingy, who will probably have to stop at some point. But yeah, can still carry on potentially. Maybe on medium tyres, we'll have to wait and see. Let's see what Nathan does here up the front and Daywalker behind them. I imagine they may react to this news. Because it's almost like a safeguard. If your opponents do it, then you're like, okay, well we can all be in the same boat together here. Rain comes, we're going to have to all pit again. And Nathan does exactly that.
Yeah,
I
think Daywalker could stay out. Yeah, he could stay out. But at this point in the race, he should be thinking like, if I can go this far with the soft tyre, I might as well just get the pit over and done with here. But he's staying out. I think that's going to be probably not the wisest choice because he's not really like getting his optimal pace here. He could have went in for the pits and got another set of soft tyres and run a lighter car for the rest of the race.
Tingy's coming in, as mentioned. We weren't sure whether he could make it to the end or not, so he's coming in for his pit stop. We'll see where he comes out. Grumpy's still battling Warfighter, and while that was all happening, Nathan has jumped out in a nice gap for the remainder of the race, and it looks like it's starting to clear up at the moment. So little spots of rain that scared a few people seem to amount to not too much. So we just have to see where that goes. Daywalker is currently in P1 but hasn't stopped yet, so we'll stop shortly, and I think it'll be I'm going to stay on board with him here because I imagine if he pits his lap he will come out really close to Grumpy and Warfinder, who actually Grumpy's got the move done on Warfinder here, so re-establish the position before the pit. Sorry you missed that, everyone. Daywalker stayed out and it is business.
Daywalker stayed out again.
Yep.
I think when Daywalker pits he's going to see himself drop down the pack a bit.
It could be, I didn't catch the refuel rate for this race, but there could be something in going longer, taking less fuel in the stop.
Oh, okay, yep.
Giving you a little bit of time. Nice little battle here forming up between Simo and Loco RX2. Looks like Porky Grunt has dropped a little bit back, may have just had a penalty or a brush with the wall, unfortunately. And Tingy is slotted in right behind Kabuma, so this will be an interesting battle to the end of the race, but everything's really spread out with a couple of individual fights, a couple of battle packs. I think I see two people side by side here into turn 1. Yep. Warfinder and Full Grumpy have swapped positions again. They head into turn 2, very close together.
Well, then battling might actually do favours for Daywalker actually. They are lapping a second lap faster than him at this stage, even though they are fighting.
That's exactly right, yeah, I think that's going to do a huge cut. Daywalker's still pressing on. And I think one interesting thought bubble that popped into my head was, could he go all the way? But our strategy Maestro Flux Wildly Uncut would have designed this race so that a no stop is not possible. So at some point he will need to pit.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting if you could go all the way with that gamble.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to have to pit for fuel. He's got off his tyres very well, Dale Walker, but he's going to have to pit for fuel.
Grumpy making his intentions clear, taking the low line on the inside line, heading to turn 1, actually gets ahead of Warfinder here before they even get to turn 1. That gives Warfinder the slipstream behind him, so these two might be going tit-for-tat for a little while, I think. So we'll see how they end up. Behind them, Loco and Simo. Very, very close together, actually.
Tingy and Kabuma are again battling.
Tingy and Kabuma, just a bit of a wall ride there accidentally, I think, from Simo or Loco. Let's see what Tingy does here. And Daywalker's in the pits. Find out what happens here. We may just jump to Daywalker to see his pit stop. Find out how that impacts the rest of his race. And I think that's Nathan coming around the final turn with Grumpy and Warfinder just behind them. Daywalker's getting fuel at the moment. He'll want to get out pretty soon and have to get up to speed. I think he'll slot well behind them. He won't be able to get up to speed in the slipstream. Yep, as you can see there. Yeah. Warfinder and Grumpy have jumped through and they're battling for position again. The exact same thing that happened last lap. It's happening for the two different drivers there. They make their way through, slot back into the slipstream.
Yeah, Dale Walker's got a bit of breathing space from position 5 Loco, so he's alright there.
We're still battling.
Work to do.
Loco and Simo. Still battling there. It's going to be one that goes all the way to the end. Walking runs no man's land. Tingy and Kabuma. It's like these duo battle packs are just the same thing lap after lap after lap, except this time Tingy's got to look up and inside here. Takes the mid to low line. I'd be surprised if Kabuma slots in behind him here and gets a good exit. Yep, as you can see that there, they're still side by side heading over the bridge.
Well done to Tingy there, leaving space on the outside, knowing
100%.
that Kabuma was going to come flying around.
I mean, you get the advantage of the shorter line around the corner, but you lose that speed from not taking the high line. So I think they'll still keep carrying on. Camcorp is in P10. Morg's just made a stop there, so it's in P11. We've actually lost the driver. I believe it was the Sandmate who I was complimenting earlier for continuing to race despite being so far down, but it looks like he just completely left, so that is
Dale Walker in the comments. Very bad call to stay out for me. Yep, I agree. I think you had an opportunity for a podium if you had put it in earlier, but we learn as we go on.
Yep, and potentially here the battle of Grumpy and Warfinder could mean that he catches up to them.
Yep, and Grumpy has said in the chat, this is great with Warfinder.
It has been great. Warfinder's got a little bit of a gap on him at the moment, so Grumpy has a little bit of work to do to catch back up to him, as you can see here. Probably enough to still stay in the slipstream, so in these situations, it's just good to keep your head down. Don't worry about the gap. You're still in the slipstream. Just put some good laps in. Like Grumpy's got the fastest lap of the race at 1 minute 8.7. Just even after just one lap of clean racing in a slipstream, you'll be right up on the back of him. So I'll be interested to see how that progresses later on. Track looks very dry now. Actually heating up, a bit of sun showing as well.
We should see some good lap times start coming now with the soft tyres. Actually, a little tyre check actually. So top 4 drivers are on the soft tyres. Loco RX2 medium tyres, Sim80 medium tyres, Porky Granta medium tyres, and Tingy on the softs. And Kabuma on the medium. So Tingy's probably just going to start driving away here.
Yeah, it looks like
probably going to try and hang on. Yeah. And then medium tyres for Camcorp. And softs Morg, so
Morg's maybe trying to scrap that fastest lap point.
Yeah, Morgs might try and catch up to Camcorp and at least get a top 10 finish.
Yep.
and Bob Nads on racing softs, but they're worn. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get those tickets at the end.
Alright guys, we've got, I think it's about 10 laps to go. Yeah, Nathan's on lap 29 out of 39. That'd be a good time to chuck in the comments who you think your driver of the day is so far. Love to hear who you think as we progress into the final stages of the race. Warfinder and actually Grumpy, as mentioned, Grumpy must be telepathic, thinking 4 days ago of what I was going to say tonight about, you know, getting in some good lap times and stuff like that. And, you know, just keeping your head down, sticking in the slipstream, closing that gap to Warfinder. It actually goes right up to the back of Warfinder here. So, we may just run on board with Warfinder, just ride over the spoiler. I think that AMG's just got such exceptional top speed. I don't think the Lamborghini's known for top speed. I think it's known for handling and decent acceleration, but just look at that AMG closing in.
Yeah.
What's he going to do? Give them a little
size difference.
I think that was an involuntary bump. Maybe Grumpy wasn't sure whether to bump or whether to go outside, inside.
Wolfwinder with a slight defensive move there, which was a good one.
And hits the wall there, but that'll work to Grumpy's favour as he will gain the speed difference there. So they'll keep carrying on there. There's a bit
Raz
wide there.
In the chat. Hang on, Raz. Raz 1927.
Dazzle for 10% off your G Pro.
1927. That's when he was born, fellas.
Yep. Man will be 100 in 2 years' time. Grumpy was looking really feisty there, had some good grip, but then it's just dropped off a little bit, so give him Warfinder a bit of breathing room. But speaking of someone that has plenty of breathing room, it's Nathan. Started from pole. I think he's led almost every lap except for the few where Daywalk stayed out.
Yeah.
So he'd be very happy with his efforts so far, but still 8 laps to go. Or 9 laps to go, including this one. Warfinder again, just punching a hole through the air for Grumpy. I don't think Grumpy will get the move done here, so maybe just flick back through the rest of the field. Daywalker making a BMW M6 size hole for himself at the moment.
Yeah.
Loco RX2 looks like he's slowly pulling away from Simo here. Simo probably wondering where he could have gotten more here. You know, wasn't P2 for a little while there, but has now dropped back a little bit. Porky, P7. Tingy, as a reminder, he was P13 at one point, has pulled himself up to the top 10 in P8 as a matter of fact, so good effort from him there.
Very good effort.
Boomer carrying on as well, P9. Camcorp in a world of his own, but still carrying on for those valuable points for himself, P10. Morgs looks like he's slowly closing that gap down to Camcorp and probably trying to go for the fastest lap as well. We have actually Rusty Gate here. Yeah, Rusty Gate coming in on the softs.
Rusty Gate. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's
he's got to come in. He's got no tyres left.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Probably no fuel, very little fuel, just a little top up.
Yep.
And he gets a 3-second penalty for crossing the line upon entry.
God.
I think that's
having a terrible time.
Yeah, I think that's cemented him into P12 for sure.
He's sticking at it, which is good to see. Kiwi Bretto's on the right thing. He's hanging there, left the car in the pits, as he should if he's not having a good race. Park in the pits and leave it in there.
Yep, exactly right. See Nathan again, just running the race that he hasn't necessarily had the fastest lap, but he's had some consistent laps, as you can see there on the right hand side. Doing a pretty good job there. Now what's Grumpy thinking here? He's had a couple of laps now in his toe. Maybe trying to catch up here, right on board just to see what he considers. See the speed difference there, about 261 k's an hour. And the Lamborghini here, 264. So actually the Lambo's not doing too bad, probably about 5 to 6 k per hour difference here. Warfinder goes defensive, tries to stay in the middle of the track. Oh, big switcheroo from Grumpy there. Had to move very, very quickly, wasn't sure where Warfinder was going there. And gets the move done heading into turn 2, but Now you're the one punching the hole through the air.
Yes,
See
so
how this pans out.
yeah, it might work out good for the Lamborghini.
Yeah, for sure.
Looks like he's looking after his tyres as well. His front tyres, in any case, better than the AMG. Rear tyres, not so much.
As I go through the tunnel, no doubt that Huracan will be very, very noisy in there. And it looks like Warfinder's done a pretty good job of holding onto the back of him, so just keeping keeping Full Grumpy very honest. Got a slightly lower line, but carrying the same speed. Has actually gone a little bit of overlap there. And slots in behind.
Arguably the best car ever made.
Lamborghini Huracan. You just love that
Got
car
soft
too
spot.
much.
Yeah, I got a
you
soft
do.
spot for it.
And you left the game when it got good. You should get back into it.
Yeah, I know.
It's actually been quite competitive.
Yeah. It's good to see.
Warfinder in the Huracan. Gets the move done on Grumpy. So if there were points awarded for who was in front of the other driver for the most laps, Warfinder would be winning at the moment.
Yeah.
Looks like he's been able to hold on to P2, P2. With a bit more of a tighter grip than for Grumpy, but still a long way to go. 5 laps to go.
That Dino that's made an appearance in the chat. Oh, Dino, how are you, mate?
I think that's new Dino compared to old
That's new Dino, is it?
New Dino, yes.
New Dino.
There's a new Dino in the house. For context,
Arguably a better Dino.
Yes, one that actually communicates. That's an inside joke for anyone.
We love you all,
playing
Dino.
at home.
We love, we love you all, Dino.
We love all the Dinos.
New
Alright.
Dino, that's good to see.
Warfinder's actually not giving Full Grumpy the tow, and Grumpy is just sitting there in his own lane.
Yeah. He's probably just thinking about what I'm going to do here. Maybe I'll just save it for the end of the race.
Full Grumpy being like Kimi Raikkonen, just going in a straight line, not reacting to anything around him there. He's like, no, he's like, I'm not going to play your mind games. I'm not going to stoop to your levels of swerving on a straight. And they didn't seem to really do too much because they were able to, hold it together. And I think what's going on here is like the AMG is really strong in those high-speed sections, and may have more grip in these lower-speed corners here. But these type of corners in particular really suit the Huracan, I believe. Like sort of sweeping mid-speed corners seem to really suit it. But be interested, Anthony, what's the grip level looking like between Warfinder and Grumpy?
Warfinder has got to have better grip with the front tyres, but Grumpy's got the better rear grip.
Yeah, okay, interesting.
So yeah, in my experience with that Lamborghini, and I'm not sure how much it's changed. I haven't driven it in new physics or whatever, but it is a car that loves to slide.
Speaking of sliding, swerving down the straight, Warfinder, making arguably more than one move. We'll look past that.
We'll look past that.
Grumpy's
got
got a bit of overlap there. Yep, a little bit of overlap on the low line.
Once is enough.
They go side by side here, heading into turn 2. Let's see how this goes. Keep it together, gents. Warfinder high line, Grumpy low line, and I think Grumpy just had to wash off enough speed to make sure that he didn't run into the line of Warfinder there. So
that's it.
And actually, Daywalker's in the background, slowly catching.
He's catching up.
Needs to carry up though. 4 laps to go. Everyone else seems to be in their own little world. Tingy admittedly has pulled a bit more, pulled down that gap between Porky and Grunter, so I'll keep an eye on that later. We're still running.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Camcorp's still running. Morgs is being shown the blue flags as Nathan rocks up behind him. And Warfinder has pulled a bit of a gap here. You can see he's not swerving down the main straight. They cross with 3 laps to go. Carrying on. Everyone seems to be really well spread out. It's like Cup is the only main battle pack forming at the moment, unless Tingy closes in on Porky Grunter, which I feel like he might be doing. So we'll keep an eye on that.
So here's a bit of an interesting development. The Lamborghini has been shown the fuel light.
Oh, okay.
And so is Grumpy, as I said it. So is he. So they're both going to be running a lean on the fuel.
Yeah, maybe. As Nathan comes up behind Morgs. believe it's Morgs. Yeah. Morgs and Nathan, while they may not necessarily be in the same team, they are part of the same organisation. So I imagine, despite the fact blue flags are shown, Morgs will probably be doing his best to give his other teammate a slip as he lets him pass quite nicely in the main straight. Mr. Bardo just asked him to check, do the development series drivers run heavy damage? No, they run light damage. So development series, we try to encourage like a bit more of a learning and growth development with a bit more leniency, so light damage is the way to go. But once you move into the Pro Series, that's where the heavy damage kicks in. Okay, there's a weird camera angle there. Morgs is still, sorry, Grumpy is still behind Warfinder. Mike actually quickly checking with Tingy. Oh, as right on cue, Tingy shaping up a move on the final turn. Running side by side, I reckon that GTR's got better legs though, so we'll have to see how this goes. Tingy's keeping
that side draft
nice and tight, probably a bit too tight there. And it's sort of required from both drivers there to be mindful of each other's space. And Tingy's done an excellent job there of getting the move done with 2 laps to go. See if we can hold on to it.
Tingy's tyres are looking way better.
Yep, and you can tell he just took the low line and was still able to hold still on the position there, so we'll have to keep an eye on that as it progresses. But jump back to the front here with Nathan. It's on the final lap heading through turn 1. Wallfinder still trying not to give the slip to full Grumpy. Coming on through. We'll have to keep an eye on that as we make our way through. Dave Walker looks like Samantha P4, Loco 5th, Simo 6th. Tingy's got a nice gap between himself and Porky Grunter, but we'll keep an eye on that as we progress through. We'll keep an eye on the other drivers here, Kabumo, Cam, Corp, who may be lapped as well, so Morgs, I think, will be the first of the lapped finishers. Currently behind his non-teammate teammate. To carry on. But, as we head into the second last and final corner, it's been a top tier display here from Nathan. Quite a regular, along with his brother here in Apex Point Racing League, and I'm sure they'll both be chuffed to have a victory in the family. So Nathan, P1, very happy there. Warfinder also crosses the line, right under the flag there. Grumpy very close in P3, good effort there. Dave Walker probably stayed out a little bit too long there, P4 for him, but a great race overall. Loco RX2, great result as well, making good strides and coming a long way in his time here at Apex Point Racing League. Simo, P6, probably wishing for a little bit more there, but still happy to finish the race just outside the top 5.
Tough race for the GTR.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think this is a very strong track for them, but speaking of strong races, considering Tingy was dropped at the back there, which seemed like a development that we missed on the early laps.
Yeah, with damage, yep.
Yeah, to pull P7, great effort there, and Porky Grunter was in the top 5, mind you, so 7th for Tingy, P8 for Porky Grunter, Kabuma, P9, doing a bit of a inertial drift there, across the line. Obviously safe to do so with no one behind you, and then Cam Corp coming out to round out the top 10, with a reversing Kabuma in front of him. Morgs lapped down, finished P11th. Rustigate 666, Bob Nuts there, P12, finished the race there. And Kiwi Bretto, who will be sitting in the pits indefinitely, so he will finish in that position there. There's our race victor, Nathan Brawl Walker, and Thorson 87. Congratulations, mate. Great effort. Started on pole, led almost every single lap, and that AMG looks like it does not have a scratch on it.
Yeah, done a really good race actually.
Yep. Top tier driving there, and I believe VR driving as well, so having to be at that high speed, going through all those big banky corners that entire time. Yeah. But guys, let us know your driver of the day. We may deliberate ourselves while we wait. I don't know, there were a couple of people that were worthwhile of the driver of the day there. I'm just trying to think, who do you think? Have you any time to think?
I think Ting had a really good comeback. I did enjoy him clawing his way back. He had some good battles along the way as well, especially with Kabuma. Had a good race there. Warfighter and Grumpy had a sensational battle throughout the entire race as well. Grumpy got the fastest lap, so he's going to get an extra point for that as well, so that's going to bump him up
Yep.
closer to Warfighter. I think Warfighter will still have a bit of a gap or by 1 point.
Yeah, I think
It's hard to say.
yeah,
There's
there were a
good
lot
drivers out
of
there today.
yeah, there were a lot of good drivers out there. I think I'd probably give mine to. It's probably going to be a bit of a cop out. I think to start P1 pole position
Mm,
and to still deal with the pressure and the bumping and the high speed and the rain and all the different things and stuff like that. I'd have to give mine to Nathan there. Um,
yeah.
I think that was well deserved. He didn't put a foot
Kept his
wrong.
cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly right. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So
No mistakes.
yeah, exactly right. It's always a bit more challenging than it seems to be leading from the front. Sounds a lot easier than what it actually is. So yeah, that's for me. That's my driver of the day. So congrats, Nathan. You will get 5 emoji claps in the Discord for your prize. So congratulations there, mate. But that's a wrap on tonight's feature race. Thank you guys for joining. Hope you enjoyed that one. Make sure you keep an eye out on our YouTube channel in 2 weeks' time as we go through the season finale feature race, which will be, it's going to be a very exciting one. It will be the sprint series at Daytona, but it's not just going to be Daytona one layout. It'll actually be split into 2 layouts. So there will be the tri-oval, so the high speed NASCAR-esque style bump drafting. I'm expecting many tickets from that race in particular. And then the second race will be the road course, which will be very fascinating as well. So that should be one heck of a race. And also we do have our season's highlight package coming as well. A little bit of a teaser coming your way this week too, thanks to Red Bearsy for putting in the effort throughout the entire season to watch all the races, capture all the footage, and show all the highlights. It's a mammoth effort, but he does that for us, sorry, out of the goodness of his heart. So thank you again, Red Bearsy. But again, thank you all for joining. Thank you, Anthony, for joining me in the comms box.
Thank you very much. Well done, Snoopy. Great
You too, mate.
commentary as always.
As always,
Thanks
thank
to
you.
all the viewers.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you tuning in and enjoy the rest of your season as we head into Christmas and into the new year. So have a good one. We'll see you in a few weeks' time at Daytona.